Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
This is the aftermath. Now take a look at the unbelievable surveillance video as police are still searching for that driver.
And an Arctic blast moving into Metro Detroit. The local forecasters tracking dangerous cold when you wake up tomorrow morning. Paula.
We're learning more details for Oxford's plan to bring their senior students back into the classroom. I'll have a live report.
Okay, Paula, but we're going to begin here at 5 with the coronavirus and new numbers from the weekend. 44,524 new cases over the past 3 days. That's well below what we saw last week. But it's important to remember testing is always lower over the weekends. 56 new deaths are also being reported over that same 3-day period.
And despite these lower numbers, the 7-day moving average is still very much on the rise. 14 days ago, December 27th, the average was 6,600 cases a day. Today, that average is 16,000. And while testing was lower over the past weekend, it ramped up first thing this morning.
Sky 4 was up today, taking a tour of local testing sites. And once again, we saw long lines at Lakeside Mall in Sterling Heights. And it was the same scenario on the west side at the Millennium Center in Southfield. Sean Lay has been out tracking testing efforts all day. And Sean, Oakland County's ramping up its efforts as well.
Kimberly, good evening. It's been busy here at this urgent care, Beaumont Urgent Care, right on Woodward Avenue. In the past few days, we've seen lines wrapping all around the building. Not so much right now, and here's why. There are more options for testing in this county as cases surge in this county. Our cameras will first take you here. This is the Southfield Pavilion parking deck off of Evergreen. One line for appointments, a longer line for people driving up, driving in to get a COVID test. Why are people waiting in line today? Adam Schumacher can tell you exactly why.
I've been vaccinated and boosted. However, I was exposed and I was feeling feverish and other symptoms over the weekend, so I'm doing the responsible thing and try not to spread to my family and, coworkers.
Sky 4 can also show you COVID testing lines all over Metro Detroit. This is what it looked like today at Millennium Center in Farmington Hills. Here's Lakeside Mall in Sterling Heights. In Oakland County, there are more than 21,000 new COVID cases over the past few weeks.
What do cases look like right now in Oakland County?
We're seeing a big surge, more than we've seen in the previous surges. As of Friday, our 7-day average for cases was about 2,200 cases per day, just in Oakland County. We even had one day last week where the cases for the day exceeded 3,000. We expanded our testing in response to the fact that there's a surge. We had previously offered it 2 days a week. Now we're offering it 4 days a week. And yeah, exactly. We want people to be able to take action not only to protect themselves, but to protect their loved ones and their coworkers and their neighbors.
Back here live, let's talk more about Oakland County Health Department testing. So Mondays and Thursdays at that Southfield location we showed you on Evergreen. Then on Tuesdays, tomorrow, Rochester Fire Department in Rochester on East 2nd Street. Then on Wednesdays, testing is going to be in Pontiac at the fire station there from 9 to 4:30. Guys, coming up at 6 o'clock, why a mom and her young daughter waited in a long line today. It was very vital for them to get a test today. Back to you.
And we're hearing that story all over. I'm wondering, Sean, what are you hearing about how long it's taking to get these test results back?
Yeah, about 24 hours, and you can sign up for a text to get your results or an email. And in some cases, Kimberly, 24 hours or the next morning is usually the standard right now.
Okay. Sean, thanks.
Following last week's record-breaking number of cases, we are now seeing a record number of COVID hospitalizations.
4,232 adults are hospitalized in Michigan. Our Dr. Frank McGeorge worked in the ER over the weekend and says the numbers reflect what he's seeing on the front lines.
I am seeing a lot of sick patients that have COVID in the hospital. Some patients are coming in for other reasons, but the fact is Omicron is causing severe disease, particularly in unvaccinated people. If you are unvaccinated, you need to be especially careful right now because it is spreading like wildfire. And although everyone is at risk, the unvaccinated are at the highest risk of developing bad illness. Right now, Omicron is so widespread in the community that you need to assume that anyone could be infected. That means everyone should be wearing a mask out in the community, and that means you especially should be protecting yourself with the highest grade, best fitting mask that you can use.
Thank you, Dr. McGeorge. And just in here at 5, starting this Saturday, private health insurers will be required to cover up to 8 home COVID tests per month for people.
The Biden administration made that announcement today. Under this new policy, you could either buy a testing kit for free under your insurance or submit a receipt to be reimbursed. A family of 4 could get up to 32 tests per month. Later this month, the federal government will launch a website to make 500 million at-home tests available through the mail.
And if you are looking to get a test, the team at clickondetroit.com working to make it as easy as possible for you. They've compiled a complete list of testing sites all across the region, so you can find one close to you. The link is right on the home page.
Compounding everybody trying to get a test out there is that it's a frigid January 10th out there, and the mercury only going to keep falling.
Let's get over to Andrew tracking the Arctic blast headed our way. Andrew, hi.
Hello to both of you, and you're exactly right. Arctic blast is the correct term because these are conditions that are normally felt closer to the North Pole, with temperatures that are easily diving into the teens at the moment, and that cold air streaming in from the northwest across much of southeast Michigan. And you can see we're not alone. The entire state is included, and much of the Midwest, from Ohio to Wisconsin and also into Minnesota. Now, it slowly lifts and moves over to the east over the next 24 hours, but that means for the rest of the afternoon and into tonight, temperatures continue to nosedive. Right now, we're already closer to 10 degrees up toward I-69, including 11 degrees in Lapeer, while it's 17 at Metro Airport. 15 degrees are in the teens right now over in Adrian. Thank goodness we had sunshine today, though. At least it looked very nice outside, but when you step outside, doesn't feel so pleasant. Wind chills right now well below 0 in some areas, including Ann Arbor, where it feels like 2 below 0. And temperatures mostly continue to nosedive, and wind chills also continue to dive down as well. Overnight tonight, we'll see temperatures that will be in the single digits. By tomorrow afternoon, we're back into the teens to about 20 degrees or more. Where do temperatures go from here? And when's our next chance of snow? It is still winter after all. Your 7-day forecast in minutes.
Okay, Andrew. Starting tomorrow, Oxford high school students are going to begin the slow process of returning to school.
The first step to all of this involves the middle school. So how is this all going to work, and how's the community reacting? Let's get out to Paula Tutman, who's live in Oxford tonight. Good evening, Paula.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Yeah, you know, there's a lot to navigate here. So the middle school students actually went back today. They're going to be going to school Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then they'll go to remote learning Tuesday and Thursday, and then the high school students will be using their facility for the next 2 weeks, when they're not in that school facility. Of course, this is still a community in pain after 4 students were murdered at their high school.
It was real stressful on everybody, the whole situation around here at Oxford. You know, people didn't know what was going to happen next. People were scared and definitely, you know, hurting and sad about the whole incident.
As the district prepares to bring back its high school students on what's called a slow return, Tuesday and Thursdays for the next 2 weeks, half days at the middle school to reacquaint with other students and learning. No remote learning, but extra assignments optional. Again, easing students back into a routine before returning to the actual high school when students will be transitioned back the week of January 24th. The district also says it is doing renovations at the high school in preparation for that return. Parents who've seen some of the work say there are softer colors. The ceiling tiles have been replaced, and there is a warmer feel. But again, some parents I talked to off camera say the students are still feeling the trauma. Those who heard the gunshots, the ones who were the last to duck into a classroom safely, and those who held doors for their classmates who still didn't make it. And just the proximity of the murder of children has not been easy to erase in a mere 41 days.
I just think the whole community just needs to stay strong together through this whole situation. It's tough on everybody. Even if you're not, you know, even if you don't have kids at the school, you know, just friends and family of people that are at the school, it's affecting everybody.
Yeah, it really does affect everybody. And what some parents were also telling me was it's affecting their elementary school kids because they know people who were in that school. So there really is a lot to navigate. Don't forget, there are also teachers and staffers as well. One parent told me off camera, she said, you know what, she is going to send her student back to school, but if he wants to leave in an hour, he's free to do so. So again, they need to ease into this. Not going to be easy. 41 days absolutely doesn't erase the trauma, but this is a step in trying to get students back into the classroom and back into education, guys.
Yeah, all with new safety measures, which is just another reminder. Paula, thank you very much. And ahead at 5:45, Grant Herms is introducing us to the newly formed bipartisan Michigan School Safety Task Force. That was formed in the wake of the tragedy in Oxford. He's going to talk to members on both sides of the political spectrum, and there is one issue both totally agree on.
State police are investigating claims of a late-night shooting on I-75. A man told River Rouge police he was shot at on the northbound side of the freeway between Schaefer and Springwells just before midnight. Troopers searched the freeway for evidence and are trying to verify the man's story. He was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. If you have any information about the shooting, call police.
Convicted murderer Robert Durst has died. According to his attorney, Durst died of natural causes in a prison hospital in California. Durst was serving a life sentence for killing a woman that helped him cover up the death of his wife, Kathy. He was later indicted for the murder of his wife last November. During the filming of an HBO series investigating Durst, he was caught on a hot mic admitting he had committed that murder.